Hello, you're looking at my 1986 38-foot Bayliner Explorer. It's actually called a 3870. I have owned this boat for 10 years, and it's been a great boat for me. It needs some cosmetic work, and I may have the bottom done. I'm not exactly sure yet. You're going to have to call or look in the listing on that. I do plan to have it done. I was going to wait till somebody got a survey, figuring it'd have to come out anyway, but I may get the bottom done so I can use it a little, or if somebody wants to just take it and go. I believe that this boat has one of the better layouts of any boat of its size, and when it's powered with the Hino or Hino inline 6 diesel motors, it's a very economical, great boat to run. It will plane, and it planes at about 14 miles an hour, which is 15 miles an hour. You can get it up to 18 miles an hour with a clean bottom, maybe 20, but it rolls along nicely at 14, 15, hardly burning any fuel. Now, there is another version of this boat that's a 32-footer that has Mitsubishi diesels, and that boat is mainly a trawler, whereas this one is a planing boat, like I said. So I have owned this boat for 10 years. It's been a great boat for myself and my family. We've had it all over the Chesapeake Bay without ever having any problems. It's a good rough water boat. It's a good just cruiser boat. It's a great boat to sleep in the way it's laid out. The fly bridge isinglass is good, as is the top, though it needs cleaning. The whole boat is a little chalky because I have not waxed it since last year. It'll clean up very nice with it, just a wash, but it does really need to be waxed. It is sitting in the slip at my house that I have for sale. I have moved to approximately 2.5 hours away from here in Ocean City, Maryland, and that's a very shallow bay, and it's just not the right boat for, that's more of a day boat area, where I use this boat here in the Chesapeake for overnighting. Now, I'd take it to Florida tomorrow. That's how good it runs. I'd use it for the Great Loop. Now the fuel has come down, it's just a very economical boat to run. Only has 1,000 hours on each engine. The generator has 14 hours, 1,400. I'll talk about the generator in a minute. These are 6-cylinder inline Hinos. They're Japanese diesels. They still make them. They are very fuel efficient. They run like sewing machines. I'm going to show you the inside of the boat, and then I'm going to crank them up. Now, we had the rug pulled up and we put a laminate down, and I'm going to say I did a fair job around this. So you can see it's coming up a little around this hatch cover. Really should be redone. I'm not really a laminate person, or a woodworker. Though I did do the teak several times, and that's no big deal. The teak inside here is in very nice condition. I never used the stove. That is a propane stove. I never used it. I always use an electric hot plate. It has a fairly new refrigerator that does not have the outside on it. So you could make a Formica outside. I bought the refrigerator brand new, and I never got around to putting this on it. I didn't feel I needed to. And then my son broke the handle to the fridge. So it still stays shut, and it still works fine. But so the handle piece is missing there, and there's no outside. So it needs a slide in of Formica or laminate or something similar. Older microwave, but it still works too. Now, this is great the way the cabins are set up. The side cabin here has a big bed, almost a queen, and my 2 kids slept here. Great for guests, though. and it has their own bathroom head. It's a little dark. But in between the head and the next bedroom is a bathtub. You would never think you would use a bathtub on a boat. But guess what? Especially where you're going somewhere where you can't take any water, you fill the tub up about a quarter of the way. It's a way to take a quick bath. It's just nice to have. And you can access it from either side. And, well, it closes up either side. So, oh, it's latched, I see. So it closes off. So that is a very nice feature. Very few boats of this size have a bathtub in them. And a nice big queen bed almost again. Maybe a big full. Lots of storage here. Double air conditioner. There's an air conditioner here and an air conditioner in the rear. We would only run one air conditioner because it got so cold. Now you're going to say, why do you have that there under the hatch? Well, I haven't been here in 3 weeks and we had a lot of rain. There's no water there. Occasionally in a blowing thunderstorm, you'll get a couple drips there. So my wife put a plastic tablecloth in this, and just as a precaution. So here is the master head. It works out fine. It's got its own hatch for air. And again, the use of the tub from this side. Now going back to the mechanics, I'll show you a picture of the generator in a minute. It's a Westerbeek generator. For some reason, it quit on me 2 years ago, and it just won't do anything. I believe it's in the switch. I just only made local runs with it in the last 3 or 4 years, and I never used the generator. So the generator was working fine until it just wouldn't start. I'm not going to fix it. I'm selling the boat very reasonably. By the way, that's heat and air. It blows nice and cold. Just need to plug in to use it. Now, on the engines, I have not started them in 3 weeks. I've never glow plugged them. Never glow plugged them. They've always started in the coldest weather. It has to be exactly in neutral to start. Starts right up, plenty of oil pressure. Got to be exactly in neutral. Back here is the Westerbeek generator. Excuse my jumping around. Not rusty or anything. Again, it just won't do anything. A little bit of rainwater here, but overall it's been a good 3 weeks. I pumped out the rainwater. It had about that much down in the bottom of it. Up top here, I'm not taking the canvas down. I'll show you up top here. Now the only electronics I have is an older Garmin up here. Does work fine. Now, upstairs, up in the fly bridge, there's a soft spot here. I put this plug in and I put some foam in it. It's been like that ever since I owned it. Run some about this area here. could blow some foam in it or leave it just the way it is. That's sort of what I did. I figured it wasn't leaking inside or anything, and it's a reasonably priced boat. So there's the isinglass. The controls work up here. I'm going to go back down. So I'm going to put it in gear. You can see what that's like. They pump fine, they roll fine. Got a little bit of gas. It really does run well. To put an air filter in that, and the air filter cover. So I really haven't run it far like that. Amazing our water drops off here to over 6 feet. But I will talk about that with the boat. It has tunnel drives. So really you can run this boat, kicking up some of the seaweed here, you can run this boat in almost 2.5 feet of water because of the tunnel drives. Comes with a VHS. Plenty of oil pressure. Not overheating or anything. So that's pretty much the story. Air's blowing nice and cold here. So, again, I've moved 2.5 hours away. I'm selling my house here. You want to buy the house and the boat together? I'll really give you a great deal. Asking $379 for the house, right on Middle River. But anyway, she's not perfect. She's got some cosmetics. Could spend a week working on it to make it really nice. But the layout of this boat is fabulous, and the price is such. Very few diesel boats that you can get with such a reliable, fuel thrifty, I guess, boat with such a cool layout like this. So anyway, buy this Bayliner 3870. I do owe some money on it. What we will do if you buy it is send the payoff to the bank, and payoff would go right to the bank, and you would get possession of the boat. I owe it to Key Bank. That's no big deal. Anyway, so buy this Bayliner 3870. If it's what you're looking for, you'll really like it, especially if you do a little bit to it.